my name is Keter. Actually, it's okay. You can call me Keter. I'll answer.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I'm from Texas, United States, and I am the originator of the New Eridu project. That's neweridu.net. Basically, my interest in what's going on with humankind is that I think we are coming up on a point of evolution or devolution, and it's very important for us to hit some of the targets for evolution exactly on, or else we risk the sliding backwards into very primitive conditions again. So anything that I can do to further peace, to get rid of the corruption that is currently ruling this world, etc., I am happy to participate with, and I'm glad to be among this company today.
Very welcome. So maybe we can go on with Lars, because for Lars it's also the first time that he's here.
Okay.
Lars,
Yes.
can you quickly introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, my name is Lars. I'm from Denmark, and I am a target individual like Magnus from Sweden, and we are both active on an international level in different organizations that have been started and so on. And our thing is basically all about trying to expose the crimes that are being committed. And yeah, we're working on that, and that's why we would love to be part of several groups, of course, to bring awareness to our situation and to the situation of thousands of people around the world on this subject. So that's basically it for now.
Okay. Well, very good. Thank you very much. Sylvie, can you hear us?
Yes.
Sylvie, can you quickly say, why you're here and who you are? I mean, I obviously know that. But,
I'm a friend of Melanie, and she told me, she spoke to me about all the sickness of Morgellons. So I find it very strange illness, but I also find that a lot of people are touched. And when I see Melanie and other people, I say, you can't live like that anymore. It's not possible.
Sorry, before you continue, the people who don't talk, could they mute their microphone from Skype, because we have still a little feedback.
Okay. I hope it's not my son talking here, but.
And when you want to talk, just turn it on again, your microphone, and the person who doesn't have headsets should do this anyway, because you know the echo effect here.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Sylvie. Marie, can you hear?
Okay.
Marie, can you hear?
Yes.
Hello,
Marie.
Marie.
Could you say maybe in 3 minutes who you are, why you're here? Because we have a lot of new people today.
I'm Marie from Sweden, and I'm a target of what we call like Lars, Magnus, or I have thought that I have Morgellons. I'm a victim like we all, and sick, and have been sick for over 6-7 years, and my life is not alive. So what should I say more?
Yes.
Yeah. And Will, can you maybe quickly introduce yourself? Will, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're online.
Can you quickly introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Will Spencer from the States. Very active politically as well as in the health field to help people with Morgellons and several other things. Heavy metal poisoning and toxicity, and also in researching how do you want to say, dismantle the components that are coming into our body through the food chain and the air and the industrialization to help the body heal. So that's our focus here.
Right. Okay. And I mean, I'm also in contact with your colleague Catherine and Donna. Do you think they will join tonight, or have you heard anything from them?
I cannot understand.
I said your colleagues Catherine and Donna. Do you think they will join us tonight also, or have you heard anything?
I don't think so. I'm a member of the Morgellons Research Group.com. And I don't think there will be any other members tonight that I know of. I think Catherine will be in the chat room, I believe, on live stream. So if you keep an eye out for her, but I don't think there'll be anybody live like this.
Okay, it was just okay. I think then now it's my turn. So my name is Melanie. I live in Belgium in Brussels, but I'm actually German. And yes, I used to work in satellite navigation as a PR person, a communications person, for something, a precursor of what you may know of the Galileo system. So, and 3 years ago I got infected with Morgellons. Well, I didn't know it was Morgellons then. Well, by informing myself and talking to people, I slowly understood what this is actually about, what it is. And this is why my interest here. I mean, it's been a long road, but I have met a lot of people such as yours that were either victims, targeted individuals like I, because I think I was a target. I don't think it was by accident that I was infected with this. Took me also a long time to understand this. So I met a lot of people like you that are either victims like myself or really committed to address the issues in this world and create a better world. So this is why we, together with Hans, we set up this group to try to do something about it. So yeah, and I think we're now complete. So we can go on, I think, Hans, to our next step. So these were actually testimonies, because we wanted to give everybody the chance to speak about, well, especially victims, to speak about what happened to them. So as Magnus is pressed on time, I would like to ask him to tell his story and to start. Magnus, if you could explain a little bit what happened to you.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Who's talking?
Okay.
Okay, Magnus.
I'm running out of time now, but Lars is going to speak, and he will represent me in all he says, because we are really trying hard to fight this and expose this. So, but I have to go right now. But I will talk to you next Saturday, and Lars, I will speak with Lars tomorrow about this talk as well. Okay?
Okay. So have a good evening, and speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Bye bye.
And I hope to see you on Saturday. Take care. Okay.
Okay, Lars. So then it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit explain your experience, what happened to you, and maybe also quickly touch on what happened to Magnus. But,
Yes.
the floor is yours.
My story started in January 2009 when I made a job application for the Danish Military Intelligence Service. I have a background in electronics and sound engineering. So I was looking for a job as a civilian signals analyst. And right after I sent out my application, I became aware that I was under surveillance, but didn't think much about it. It's probably a background check. And in February 2009, I was rejected. So that was nothing much about it. Basically, I'm 45 years old. At the time, I was 43. So I thought I was probably too old for that. So that was there was no reason given why I was rejected. But I basically assumed that my age was why I was not.
The reason.
Yeah. But the problem was that the surveillance continued for all throughout the spring 2009 and increased dramatically after I received the rejection for the job application.
How did you know that you were surveilled? I mean, was it just
at the
a hunch
beginning,
you had, or?
Yes, in the first 2 months, it was basically a sixth sense, where at the beginning I just tried to reject it as well. I'm probably a little bit paranoid or something like that. You're trying to always, push it away, and tell yourself that this is something you imagine. But it increased until the level where I was very aware of it, and I could at some point I could hear interaction. All my movements in my apartment. I was living in Copenhagen at the time, Danish capital, and what you call it, flat, where you have flats above and below, and I could register movement that was very synchronous to what I was doing. So I was tracked, my every move was tracked in my apartment from the apartment above. And later on,
that this became... Above.
What?
It's the apartment you above, you said.
Yeah, from the apartment above. Yes. And then later on, I detected that I was under mind influence. They tried to influence my thoughts and control the directions of my thoughts. And at the beginning also I tried to, that was weird, just a strange experience, that your thoughts seem to just go up in a completely different topic or area all of a sudden. And in the beginning, of course, I tried to dismiss it as just a fluke or something weird, strange thing happens. But over time, it became very, very clear that this was going on. And then when I was very fully aware of it, that they were moving things around in the apartment above to track me, then I really had to figure it out. So I started to play cat and mouse with them, just moving around all the time. So they would have to track me, and this basically went on for a couple of nights. And then I got very scared when I was very convinced that this was the case. So I tried to escape because I could not know what were their intentions. Were they trying to create a Manchurian candidate, a patsy for a terrorist attack, or whatever? You just don't know. So I was very scared, and I had just had to leave my apartment. So this turned out to a horror trip through Copenhagen, where I had 4 days without sleep, and still taking up my job and so on. And eventually it ended with an assassination attempt, or an attempt at my life, where I tried to sleep in a hotel room. But I managed to escape by going... It's a long, complicated story. I'll just cut it very short. Yeah. So I just got away from it, and of course got so annoyed that I contacted straight to the police. I tried to get to the intelligence community and the police, and they... And
how did they react?
They were very friendly. But they could see nothing, and he couldn't help me right away. So, but he referred me to the chief of Danish police. He would know if I was under surveillance, and would probably be the only one who could tell me about it. So I went to work, and then
But he didn't dismiss it. He didn't. I mean,
no,
you had the impression that he believed you.
Dismiss it. He couldn't look anything up.
Do anything about it.
So he had no idea, but he could only refer me to the one person who could disclose it to me. And basically, when I went to work, and my colleagues there, I just wrote a letter to the Danish chief of police, and then afterwards my colleagues started to show up, and they see after 4 days without sleep I was not fit for work, so I was reported sick. and left Copenhagen to go to my family's place, basically.
I get a question here on the chat. Sorry, they're asking, how does Lars know he was tracked? How did you know that you were tracked?
Basically, I could follow I could hear the movement above. That were moving machinery and tracking equipment from the apartment above. And also what happened in the 4 days where I left my apartment and moved around Copenhagen, they turned on a different system, basically what is called synthetic telepathy, or V2K, and this basically is audible commands you get. So what people would normally dismiss as schizophrenia or something like that,
yep.
But it's very clearly it's not something that it comes from the outside, and you're commanded around, and basically, they're trying to control you, and the main goal is to get you committed to a psychiatric institution of some. And this was basically when I was very sure that this was going on after I contacted. What happened? Okay, I get feedback from someone.
Yeah,
Melanie?
From Melanie, I think so, because...
okay, well, I thought because yesterday, just a sec, yesterday they told me, please mute your microphone, or if you can't, please take your headphones off, because we get some resonance or so. So I did this today, but you obviously prefer that I keep it on, so didn't really know what to do, but sorry, is it better now?
Yeah, it's alright. Then when I went to my I'll cut my story very short. What happened is I joined my family who live on an island in Denmark, and then I finally got the response from the chief of police that he was not allowed to disclose anything about my case. So basically the top chief of the Danish police was not allowed to start an investigation and to disclose anything. So I've got that in writing. So then they started with a program that is NLP based. So you're basically hypnotized through those voices, and they're trying to basically create any kind of monster. They're trying to change you sexually. They're trying to change you politically, and it's also an interrogation program where they interrogate. It's covert interrogation. Your thoughts are directed on a specific topic, and then they basically lock it or loop it on that topic until the mind by itself explores everything that has to do with that topic. So from a specific topic or something like that, your mind will wander off in all types of directions, and when they keep going back to this, they can explore it fully. And they also use a different one. There are two types of interrogation things. The one is that they can upload actually images of crime scenes, places, but as I hadn't, and this basically is used to match if your reaction to those, if you have been there or not been there before. But they got nothing out of that because I have never seen any of the places before.
Right.
And then this went into basically 1.5 years of intense torture and programming and reprogramming, and I was basically completely demoralized. And when I stayed with my family, I became very inwardly, knowing fully that this was an outside source, so I could not speak to anyone about it. Because what would happen is that you would instantly be committed with the diagnosis of delusion or schizophrenia or something like that. So I kept silent for 1.5 years and let the torture go on. And then at some point they tried to, in spring 2010, they tried to program in spontaneous aggression, and very sort of every time I'm confronted with any human, that could be a child or anything, just playing with my family's children or something like that, you'll be so aggressive that they want you to basically hurt the child, the person in front of you, anyone. And this is also just to try to get you committed to create any some sort of attack on people or something like that. And this kept on for half a year, where I got myself on full control and basically always had to, keep at least a meter's distance to people, so if anything should happen, I could retreat and so on. Being very sure that I'm not within reach of the people. And in autumn 2010, the system was stopped. Basically, I think someone intervened because children might get hurt or what collateral damage that might occur. The whole system was stopped. The programming was started to deprogram. All the things they had programmed in, sexual things and so on, was deprogrammed for over some month. And that was when I became sort of like, I became what you could call a human being again, and was able to go to the internet and research this a little bit more. Then I came across Magnus and found other groups and found out that we actually called targeted individuals, and became active. And during basically all of 2011, I've been very active in that front. We started international groups, international organizations, and so on. And
been sick in your body, or it is just in the mind and attack your mind, or have you other disease or?
No, I don't have any disease at all. I was reported sick because I had sleep problems. That was the only thing I told my doctor, sort of like that I had sleeping problems, and that was. And basically, I was sent to a psychiatrist, and unfortunately, he couldn't find out why I couldn't sleep at night and so on. So basically, that was it. But eventually, I lost my job. Of course, you can't be sick forever, so I lost my job and I moved to another city. And basically, I'm unemployed now, so I have time to research this topic and try to bring awareness to it. And the two groups we have joined now. We started out Skype calls just with Magnus and me, and this developed into a big international group from where we have people from the States, from Spain, from Morocco, from Germany, from Canada, from Argentina, from Israel, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, India, New Zealand, and Japan. And it turns out like there are big groups working on this. All over the world, and basically they're trying to unite them and bring some projects, exchange information and so on. Yeah. And one of the
really
reasons,
global.
yes, it's global. It's global. And one of the projects that we found out, we don't basically targeted individuals comprise of several types of targeting. You would call some of them like me has to do with mind control and auditory effects, and a lot of the targeted individuals in the community are basically victims of research of microwave weapons. So they are not those who don't hear sounds, don't get commands or programming. They are usually targets of weapons research programs and so on.
Yeah, weapons also directed energy.
Yeah, and it has been speculated a long time that we might be implanted with chips and so on. So a American doctor worked out a way to try to detect whether the body is emanating any signals, and basically he uses what do you call it? Bug detectors to find hidden bugs. A few Americans took up this, and they were part of the international group. They took up this project and wanted to go through the States and test people. And then I thought, okay, send me stuff over to Europe. And I basically went on with a Swedish lawyer that I know through Magnus, and we went through Germany and did a lot of testing with this bug detecting device.
This is Henning Witte, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was doing interviews with the people while I was testing people and doing, what do you call it, surveys. We to try to see if we can find commonalities among the TRs.
Right. And you actually got a positive
Yeah, we did.
GI measurements. Mhm.
Yes, in the States so far they have tested. They have come up with a hit percentage of about 50% test positive. And in Germany, unfortunately, we didn't. There seemed to be a lot of testing. There seems to be a lot of victims of microwave weapons testing. And though they usually don't come up positive, people with auditory effects seem always come up positive.
Right.
And that we got out of 50 cases we tested, we got 5 positive. So we are down to 10% hit rate.
Yes.
Right. If you say auditory effects, does that include having ringing ears and like ringing or stinging ears? Not particularly voices, but just yeah.
It would include that, and many of the TIs or several TIs report that. I don't have that.
Yeah.
So I don't have ringing, but a lot of people do report it. I know from the survey now. So
I have basically 24 hours a day.
yeah, and a lot of people basically report that it starts out with those ringing voices, that basically and then is tuned later on. Or those who had noticed that.
You mean the voices start after this, or?
No. Originally, when it started, a lot of TIs report that just originally when this targeting started, it started out with what they thought was tinnitus, and then it basically turned into this, and this seems to be But because I'm a sound engineer and I did a lot of live sound, I sometimes had this tinnitus just for one evening or so because I was doing loud concerts. So I didn't notice any of that. Would be sort of like part of my normal life. So I would not be able to distinguish it.
Okay. Well, I had it checked, and because I never had this before, and I could feel when these chips were placed into my ears, it hurt terribly, and since then you can actually feel it, and they get very, very hot. Or you can not even put your finger on that because it will burn every time. And then since this, I have these ringing ears. So I went to the doctor and had it checked, and there's no. Sometimes people have it because it comes from the heart. It's something to do with blood pressure. Everything's okay there, so there's no medical explanation why I should have this.
Yeah.
At least they couldn't give me one. I mean, I know what it is and where it comes from, but okay.
Lars,
very interesting.
But what we've done so far is we just came home here. We did that in the end of December. This testing tour, in the US and here in Germany. So we have just released a couple of video clips. But right now I'm working on. I've just built a webpage, and now we're working on making a video. Showing the evidence we found. And when I say evidence, that is not actually true. We call those testings preliminary testings. And that means we are doing frequency testing emanations from the body, but to be absolutely sure and make it foolproof, we do plan on doing a second tour in end of January or February. We have to redo it with all those who came up positive in a shielded environment, a Faraday cage, to ensure that no signal comes from the outside. And then, furthermore, it will have to be backed up with imaging and so on. Lots of us have imaging, like I have MRI scans on that I did privately.
Yeah, I did too,
Yeah, and they do show something, but the resolution is not good enough that you could say that this is anything. You cannot basically not say this is chip or this could be anything. It could be a calcium deposited. It could be just a spot of some kind. But we would have to do several types of imaging on the specific areas that we get emanations from. And now, of course, it's all about getting this project over and getting awareness. So that's our mission, getting awareness politically and in the press. It seems like the entire community, we have been blocked from the press and just written off as lunatics. So we have no access to writing articles, getting things printed and so on.
I will help you. Last, a little question. Magnus told us the last time, in fact, last live stream, I got hacked from, I don't know, from the CIA or something like this, because they took out all the voices. So today I have still luck, because one of our friends helped me to install some peer blockers and something like this. Okay, Magnus told us the last time they have a supercomputer. I don't know. Do you know about this? They have,
well, yes and no. That's a theory for now. Magnus is a lot into basically what we think. This is our theories. Is that some of the target? It's basically research programs that either run for the military and intelligence community, or is direct and controlled by those. And a lot of victims believe that the voices are not human voices, but are done by supercomputers. But I'm not sure I believe that. So it's just collecting a lot of information, sorting it out, but we have to know a lot about all of those things, but there's nothing evident in those. What we know is that they do a lot of testing, and huge amounts of money has been poured into this sciences in the last years, and they are trying to make artificial intelligences and so on. So billions of dollars we're talking about. So, and for instance, they can mimic human voices at the level already 10 years ago. They could do voices that no one would be able to distinguish. They did an experiment trying to, the defense minister of the US, I don't know what it's called exactly, was presented with a telephone conversation of his wife who was cheating. And he was absolutely confirming that this was his wife that was cheating on him, until they showed him, basically we just took a voice print and made this up.
Okay.
So that's how good they are.
Yeah.
They can mimic any voice they want.
Okay. So
It's terrifying.
Hmm?
Okay, I think it's very interesting, Lars, your story, and I definitely want to hear more about it. And I'm pretty sure that Marie and I would be interested in participating in these TI measurements and when you do the second tour.
We're planning on going to Munich, because there seem to be a lot of people in the Munich area that we basically didn't have time and money to do it. So what next tour is Munich, and we're trying at the same time to find a shielded room at a university or technical university or something in that area.
I have contact there that's working with these kind of things. I got it from Peter Verreke, somebody who also is part of our group. He's called Uwe Kastet, and he's in Munich. But maybe we can speak about that later, just the two of us with Magnus. I wanted to ask Marie now to give... Sorry, Marie?
I live in Sweden, so you can come to me.
I know. So
we are talking
about this with Magnus on later meeting. But I wanted to ask Marie now to give her experience a little bit, to explain what happened to her, and because it's also somehow linked what happened to you, Lars, and to me, and so I wanted to give Marie the chance to explain a little bit what happened to her, to tell her story.
Tell us.
Yeah, but
Marie?
At some time we are going to Sweden, but it's a financial problem also, because I'm unemployed at the moment. So it's it probably will have to wait a little while, or I'll send the equipment to Henning and he'll do the testing in Sweden. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet.
No, that's the biggest problem is. Especially for me, who I'm very sick today. I'm really sick, but that's the biggest problem, because we every day we must wait for everything, and when we found out something, and there is a wait for that too. So, but it's good that we can keep this contact together. And I talked to Magnus before. So that's the beginning. So then we will see what we can.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the main problems also in the TI community in general. That even though we have thousands and thousands of people, people are hit so hard that they can't function. So we're basically only a handful or a dozen people who are very active and have basically. I still have the V2K or the sounds, and I still have some manipulation, but I can still function and do fight back. And but that's the scary part is that out of thousands and thousands of people, only so few are able to get themselves together enough to make an active fight.
It's true. Yeah. Okay, Marie, can you maybe a little bit explain a little bit what happened to you and how Morgellons started you and from what you suffered?
Everything. It's. I think I had everything because today I feel so bad and I have so pain in my body, so I can't think clear, and the pain take over my mind. So I have a little problem to tell everything what's happened. But at the beginning, for 6 years ago, when I got a little infection, a very strange thing happens around me. And then it begins with, I think I have done everything with my body, because I can go from top without my hair and to my toes, where I was black sometime, I have been gray sometime, I have been yellow in my skin, I have not feeling my skin, I have my sore and different infection, the thyroid. I have 3 times they took away a cyst from my breast, and a lot of stomach problems. Now I have so pain in my back. I don't know, because when something, it's feeling something happens in the body, and then the nerves going, for example, now it's in the back, sometimes in the leg, but now today it taking my breath. So that's my story. What shall I say? Have you something to ask?
Yes, in fact, I wanted to ask you, maybe you don't want to share this with us, but that's all right as well. But you also told me that you sometimes heard voices or strange noises. So is this what happened? Or?
Yeah, in the beginning, when I had my company, there were so many strange things who happens with lights, and I thought in that time there was somebody after me, or I was poisoned from somebody, and that was so strange, because I don't know if I heard or I didn't hear, because I thought in that time maybe I should be crazy. But now, after this is 4 or 5 years ago, and it's unbelievable. But year after year, you get used to all these things who's not normal. Today, if I see something strange, I ignore it, because I think if I try to look again or hear or think everything that happens to me, then I will be crazy. But now I'm so angry, because year after year I'm in the same position, and And this year is the first year I've been clear in my mind, and not today, but I'm very clear and have a good memory and like that. I had that not before. Can you understand my English? It's terrible tonight.
I understand you, no problem.
It's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Okay.
You must ask.
I think it's because you told us now you can think clear because you are fighting against all this, and that's why it hurts, because you recognize now what is happening, and you're fighting against. So the shock, you know, I mean, they try to control you, and you still can think clear, and you feel it in your body. That's maybe why you it hurts your back right now, and it's so stupid what they have.
But it is like when I get for example, now I feel good, and I'm very surprised that I am positive like I am, because I have lost everything. Money, I live in horrible, and I'm not used to that, because I have working all my life, and after that I have a company and social life, and there is so many areas in our sickness. Not me, I think Lars and Melanie and the other. It's not that like today I have so pain I can't even go out with my dog. That's one problem, but that is not the whole problem, because after a while you have all this strange thing with lights, with voices, with weird things. Something happens with paper, with bills, with your rent, with everything in your life, and you fight after fight. Like I said, in 2 years it was like I was dry. It was I fight a lot to be clear, but it was very, very strange. It took a long time to it's so unbelievable, so I can't explain it, but I think the people who has this understand it.
Yes, I wanted to say what I see, I mean, with me personally as well, but I mean, with all the people I talked, all the victims I talked to, there's really one common thread, I would say, one common thing I always find, that people, of course, no one will believe them, and they will be to psychiatrists or whatever, and then they lose everything. And for people that don't know, Marie used to have a company before. She had a very good life, was very successful, and she lost it as well, so like so many others. And what I thought was interesting in that respect, and Marie, I hope you don't mind if I tell people, is that she explained to me one of her experience was that, actually I found an article about this problem in a very respectable German magazine that is called Raum und Zeit. It's not the kind of magazine that would publish some kind of things that are not true, or at least I think they're very well documented, and they're quite independent also from the government. And there was an interview of an ex-secret agent, service agent, a British secret service agent, who explained a bit with these things sounded very close to home about targeted individuals, how they're perceived. And one of their methods was to put apparently some, like poison or some in the ventilation shafts of the victim.
Yeah.
What I thought was very interesting, I mean, we both said that, Marie, that was really unbelievable. I showed her this, I showed her the article, and she said, oh, that's really unbelievable. And then, no, that was the next day. First, she told me about an experience she had. She explained to me that there was something wrong with her ventilation in her company, with her fan, scan, and so she had a man coming, somebody to check it, and he said that there had been somebody in there, you know, fiddling around with it. And Marie said, well, there's nobody in, there was nobody that came in here, what are you talking about? No, not mine, not in the chat. And the next day I discovered this article, and this ex-Secret Service agent, who's also now a target, by the way, when he left the Secret Service, explained that one of the methods was this kind of practice to put things that could be inhaled, particles, in the ventilation shaft. So I thought that was amazing. Remember that, Marie? I was quite struck by that.
Yeah, you sent me that article next day because I lived in a big house before, and this is, I think, 5 or 6 years ago before I moved, and it was so strange because one night I heard there was someone out from my door, and I was so scared. So I think, oh my God, maybe it's a thief or burglar or something. So, but when I look out, I could see this. I don't know what's name in English. You know, when it's a fire that when you do something with iron. Oh, I don't know what's name. Can somebody helps me? You know when you svetsar, svetsar in Swedish. When, for example, if you will have to something with iron, you know, and you must have fire to melt it. I could see that light. You understand?
Ah, I know what you mean. Sorry.
Welding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welding.
Yeah. And I could see that, and I was so, oh my God, what are they doing? And after that, I forgot all these things. And after that, this what Melanie told about in my company, because I have a big spa. And this was on the second floor, and this ventilation, there I had a filter that was, nobody could see it, and it was a big locked box in it. So somebody has broken up, and that's because the man said, oh, someone has been in this ventilation box. So this from my house and that memory and this, I didn't think about it in that time, but after all these years and my memory back in the time, and you put everything together, it's very strange. I don't know why I'm sick, but you can see I'm not good at all.
I have just a question to Keter, and I hope now I pronounced it right. You said in the chat, you said that is my experience. One of the two voices were very human sounding.
Yes,
is this related to mind control or? Sorry.
Well, I don't exactly know. I do have some evidence that I have been part of an ongoing experiment. I don't have a lot of good evidence, so I don't go forward with it beyond collecting the anecdotes as I come across them. What I heard was last fall, I had an incident within a week's time. 2 incidents. The first one was a very clear sound in my mind that sounded like a computer prompt. It sounded like a Windows kind of sound. And I was like, what was that, you know? And then about, 4 or 5 days later, I was sitting in a restaurant with my husband. We were having a meal at a place that we normally go to. And very clear, as if she was sitting next to me, I heard a female voice, sounded like a woman between middle 40s and middle 50s, and a heavy smoker. A lot of character in that voice. And she said, hello. And I said to my husband, did you hear that? And he goes, what? It was in my head. I could feel it in my head, okay, both times. Now, I have experience with artificial telepathy, and I am naturally a little bit telepathic, so I can already tell where those come from in my brain. This comes from another place. So I can tell the difference between what happens and when I get other inputs. So that's my experience with that particular technology. But I do believe it exists. It has been documented. It's actually been in the news that they can do this. So there's no question that they're doing it.
No, this is
the
real.
question is, why are they doing it and what do they want?
Yeah, I agree. Lars, are you still with us? Is Lars
Yes,
there?
I just got out. Yes, I just had to unmute my microphone.
Sorry, I wanted to ask you because I saw on the link on the Targeted Individuals Europe link, I saw that Henning Witte, he explained this what Keter just says, that there are many people that are actually already mind controlled or that have implants and don't know about it, and not even aware that this is going on.
Yeah,
I saw your lawyers say that, your Swedish lawyer.
Yes, I believe so too, but these are theories. I think a lot of people are mind controlled, and there's many ways of mind control, levels of mind control. There's mind control basically, from commercials are mind control or influencing people. And you get mind control to television and all kinds of what is it called? Subliminals is basically mind control as well. But this is a very different type, but something that seems to be the people we identify ourselves with that are very heavily, directly, personally mind controlled are often surrounded by people who are under subliminal influence. So they are controlling your surroundings as well, but the surroundings are not aware of it, and they are targeted in that way. But it might trigger them to say different things that mean something to the one that is personally targeted.
The last live stream I was talking Sylvain about the television that couldn't be live because they cut the sound off, but maybe Sylvain, hello Sylvain, could you repeat what you told the last time for what was invented the TV? Maybe now people can understand. We don't get sound.
Oh, he's muted.
Maybe you're still muted. Check your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, you're live.
Okay.
What happened with the TV?
I'm not. Just a minute. Let me close the phone here. I'm not an expert on mind control. The only mind control that I know is through propaganda, through commercials, and through hypnosis. I myself am a hypnotist. I graduated under the Canadian Institute of Hypnosis, and I did it for quite a while until my father prevented me from doing it because he thought it was black magic, because I was quite successful at it. So I know how to speak to the subconscious of people, and by appealing to the quality of their imagination. So that is the only mind control I know. But regarding television, which is a question, it is my understanding that the television, the cathode tube, was an original invention of mind control. The original television would have some kind of primitive programming in it that would give subliminal messages. In the early days of television, magazine, advertising, and so on, because I studied this a little bit, they would splice images inside a movie. For instance, they would splice images, like a TV image is like 60 images per second. And if we see anything above 40 images per second, the mind perceives it as a continuous image. The mind does not interpret it as images flashing. But in these 60 images per second that they show us on TV, they would introduce 3 images or 5 images of a Coca-Cola beverage or of a popcorn. And the original experiments they tested on humans is that whoever saw the subliminal messages, they did not, the conscious did not see it, but the subconscious saw it, and it made the people thirsty or hungry for popcorn. And they would buy popcorn in the theaters, they would, and so on. So, but I cannot speak on this subject, I'm not an expert.
I remember.
I wish I could do mind control, though, because the whole world needs to be deprogrammed.
Yeah, I remember a TV show with Columbo. Columbo was the name. Peter Falk. It was in the in the 80s. There was one of these episodes, and it was about this. They were showing a video, a movie, because there wasn't video still to sell, you know. So in that movie, he got the comment to kill someone. I mean, I was a boy when I saw this. So I mean, when they show this in movies, so they know that it's happening. This. And so I also believe this, because when you check the people when they're watching TV, they are like hypnotized, hypnotized, or how you say that, you know. So there's something really dangerous with TV anyway. So I believe that.
Oh yes,
I believe that 100%.
I just have a few comments. Actually, the mind control or subliminals you were talking about, Sylvain, was the old style. But in 1998, a German television station made an interview with Russian scientists on this, and they had at the time already perfected television and radio mind control or subliminals, both in the audio and in pictures that could not be detected. They are basically not clips, they are embedded in the picture.
Wow.
And this was Dr. Smirnov, and a lot of the mind control technologies was later on, when he died in 2005, that was sold off to the US NSA employees and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of it. But actually, I wanted to. I've just recently received, basically, I've known from the beginning on, because I knew a little bit about hypnosis and NLP before I became a target. So I knew from the beginning that they were using NLP. But recently I've received a document that is from a US government agency. And we have it from an intelligence agency, but not the NSA. And it tells about the exact script that everybody goes through. And I'll upload it here. So for those of you, and you should, especially if you know about hypnosis, you should read it, because it's the exact script that basically all TIs go through.
Right.
Okay, but it's like an investigation paper by one agency on another agency.
Mm.
So it's not from the NSA, but it's we have it from a different agency.
Okay, I see it here, but it says sending failed.
Or could you send us the link so I also can publish this?
There is no link.
Okay.
I've put it on
PDF file, but it says sending failed, so I don't know.
I've got it. I could receive it, and when I put it to I don't know, Mega or Rapid Share or something like this, I can share this file to all the people who wants to see it.
No, I don't think it's a very bad idea, because this one is, you need to keep this close.
Okay.
For one particular reason is that this is the script that is used on people, and if this exact script gets out, it might be argued afterwards that people have read the script and are referring to it, but what people are the story people are telling are all in this script, basically. So it does not need to. It does, you know.
Yeah, it's private. Okay.
Yeah, okay. What I'm going to ask
because otherwise they
could Magnus to send it to me, and I'll send it in an email round.
Yes, because otherwise they could argue that the people had read the script and are telling their story around that script.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is that everybody has this very similar stories to tell. So that's the script itself needs to be a little bit secret.
I would like to say something about this because your point that people could argue that we read the script and then refer to it. I have a similar experience and had exactly the same thoughts. I mean, believe it or not, well, I trust you enough that you believe me. I'm pretty sure I have induced dreams, and dreams they're images that they want me to see. I don't even have to sleep then. I just can close my eyes and I see them. They're very terrifying. And why I say this is, for example, I had the image of, these manta rays, that these black animals, they're actually very peaceful, but they look quite terrifying. I closed my eyes and I had these manta rays, black manta rays floating around me. I had the same kind of image with men, I mean, I suppose it's men or at least people, standing around me that were all dressed in black and were wearing a coat with a hat, or I could never see their faces, but they were always gathering around me. I saw very strange monsters, very strange, really terrifying beasts coming towards me. I saw a face which looked a little bit like this face out of the Mummy, the movie, The Mummy, that was like coming up, I think, out of a sandstorm, or flies that were like this kind of face that was trying to eat them, apparently. So I saw pictures like this, a death skull coming towards me, and I wasn't sleeping, and I had just my eyes closed, and this has gone on for months now. And why I mention this is that by chance, after some time, after a few of these very terrifying experiences, it dawned on me that I was a mind control victim. So I started to dig into that subject a little and to read about mind control. And I fell onto this H.A.A.R.P project and the Monarch program, and to my horror and surprise, I was really, really shocked when it's documented in French. I printed it to actually show to my doctor that these things do exist, that did exist, and they still do. I read it and I saw exactly this kind of, it was exactly described that people saw monsters, some kind of strange monsters, faces. I also saw like wheels or like productions channels. Victims have described this as well. So before me even knowing about these programs, afterwards I read about them and found exactly the symbols or images that I had seen that victims described. That was the 50s or 60s. So I'm pretty sure this is what is going on, and I know it actually because there have been things implanted on my head, and it went on for 2 days. I could hardly sleep. It was very painful, and I could feel it crawling up and being implanted there and installed there. So what I tell you is really true. It's not a joke. I'm not in a science fiction movie. That really happened to me, and I still see these images and faces, and they are really scary. They're very terrifying. And Marie can testify because she often gets my SMS in the night saying really scared and telling her what I see, and then she tries to calm me down and say, well, the best thing is I know it's scary, but try to remain calm. So there are very few people, of course, that told about this because they obviously will think you're crazy. But this is the truth, and these are not my dreams, and they're not my visions, or whatever you want to call them.
These look crazy.
So I know it's mind control. And,
yeah.
So
no doubt. Maybe Will didn't talk until now. Maybe you have something to tell the people about this. You're a researcher also. You know a lot of things. Will?
Will, can you hear us?
I can, yes. I had myself muted, eh?
Okay.
Okay.
Back in some of the older technology that I'm aware of, back in the 90s, I've had friends get out of the military, and actually I've had to surgically remove little bitty chips right out of their back, right in whether they got injected or however. The new technology that is out now that I feel that people are being subjected to at present is the self-assembling kind, where the different components to make these chips to basically hack into our biological computer is being delivered through the food chain, the conventional genetically modified food chain, through the atmospheric spraying of chemtrails and the chemicals in different products. The proof-wise, I have testimony from a newfound researcher friend of mine who was involved in creating some of it, and now after retirement is coming to understand the detriment, and he is helping to dismantle the technology after it has assembled inside of us. And that's my focus right now, is helping and discovering the different modes of dismantling that technology. Just how unique and amazing the universe is we live in. Just yesterday I met an electrical engineer who was working on a chamber, if you will, where you first identify the blood underneath basically a scope. Who developed the scope? I can't think of the. Anyhow, you identify the frequency of the parasite or technology, genetically modified, whatever you want to call it. Identify the frequency that's holding it together, and then able to sit in a chamber with that frequency of the harmonics, and it basically dissipates the technology. There's so many things that are coming about. People are networking now like this with Hans here is very incredible that we get to share the technologies that are out there, and that we're all trying to work for the same outcome. And I use right now biologicals or microorganisms to basically digest components of that technology, to dismantle it that way and to get it out through the body's natural detox avenues. But I know the technology is there. There's patents on all these things, even the ones back in the 90s where they were actually injected into the soldiers in this country as test subjects for the technology that's out there today. And I believe you're right. It is the RAFE technology with the tube scope, with the prisms and so forth.
The RAFE technology is based on knowing exactly what you're aiming at, because it's everything, every type of cell, every illness has its own frequency. So it's basically trying to resonate specific type of cell, like a cancer cell or specific cancer cell type, and explode it, and thereby killing it. So that's the way. But then you would have to know the exact resonance frequency of the things you're dealing with.
Well, there's actually a scope that is the technology is there. It's just putting and building one together to then identify the frequency, and that's where this new electrical engineer, found friend, his research is right now.
Yeah, because that you're telling has been very interesting the last week for me, because when I have this film, or what we call it, and when I try to put out the black one, then suddenly I saw there was a different kind of hair. There was some electric, and some of them black was magnetic. So I really could pull out this black one, and they go together. It's very interesting to look at it, but it's crazy to do this research on my own scalp. But there is so many things under my skin, in my scalp, who is I think I have 10 different type of fiber or hair, or what we said. But the interesting that you said is someone, I think the black, because they are thicker, and when I pull them out and there is some sparkling, or it's real weird, there is some hawk or more sparkling in the end. And when I look it in, because I have no microscope, but that should be very interesting, because I can see there happens something, and it's a very electric. I'm a very electric.
In this country, you can go for $12.95 to Walmart, or I mean not Walmart, Radio Shack, and here's a microscope. $12. You can do a lot of things. This goes 100 times.
Yeah.
Just I use this in all my lectures when we go places. I pass these out for people to use in the audience. It's so simple. You just put it right on. You focus it in. It's got a light. A light on it. Maybe the battery's dead. So here, the light.
And now I have found out they have. It is like I have been in a spider web, because now when I begin to feel my own scope, because before I have not had feeling on my head for maybe 2 years, but now it begins. So before, I think I cannot pull out these black things, and because they said to me in the beginning, oh, you have pulled off your hair. So I thought I was crazy. But since I began to do this, to put out this and then figure out the way, like labyrinth, exactly like a spider web, then it's like my body twists. How shall I explain? Before, it was like whole my body was twisted. It is called twisted, like I have a band all around over me with my own hair. I couldn't even see my pores, my hair on my leg, under the arms, because I was swollen. But now it begins since I take the black one, but I found red one, and I found a lot of interesting thing in my scalp. So it's lucky for me that I will not be crazy when I see all these things what I have inside me. I
wanted to say something about technology. I mean, it's all very interesting and very, very touching. Everybody with what you have to say. But just to move on a little bit, Will knows about this. So I actually have a lot the feeling that somebody's choking me, that there's something in my throat. I can feel it when I swallow, and I can feel it choking me. So it's like as if there was some color also in there, and I can actually feel it here. Although a few doctors told me it was actually cartilage, but I can't remember that cartilage ever choked me or strangled me. So, and I know it's not that. So it's a long story, but I finally found a surgeon that was ready to try to remove at least a piece out of this choking technology, this strangling technology that is in my throat. And would like to thank Will, because he's actually supported me in this. He has contacted the person who has the doctor who has no experience with this, so it was difficult for him to believe that this actually existed, and to estimate the gravity of this, so this awareness. These are apparently, I think, like electrical nanotypes that some people that have are sick with Morgellons have this in their throat, and it's a strangling technology, a choking technology. And now I actually found out about this because I did again my own research, and so I found some information on YouTube about this, and then I knew this is what was in my throat. And it was very difficult to find a doctor who would actually believe me. They all said, "Oh, well, you know, when you're nervous, then you sometimes have the impression that you're choking, and this has nothing to do with it, you know." So I actually asked Will for some help, who contacted this surgeon to let him know that these nanotapes in people's throat do exist, and this was a serious situation, that there have actually been people dying from this, and he sent also a few photos of these things that have been taken out of people's throat. So just to let you know, I now hope that next week I will recontact the doctor, and that we can get another date to set a date to try to do this intervention. And that would then be really proof, you know, of what we say. And hopefully, if we have an indication of where this was manufactured, I mean, maybe that's too big of a hope, then we would actually have somebody to point a finger at. You know? But maybe I'm dreaming. But this shows again how difficult it is to get medical support. Actually, somebody believe you, doctor. Sorry, what do you want to say?
That I mean that you because when I was like you in the beginning, I said to them, it feels like somebody strangled me, and that's I try to tell now when I put out this, and I begin to see. Because I think the black one is that one who takes the nutrition and the nourishing from your body and your natural cell, and then I can feel when I get something away here, and I can see suddenly it's going like electric felts in the thin over your, especially over your truth, and that's because I don't know if you feel like you swallowing hair or something when you have this strangle effect. Do you have that, Melanie?
That you have the impression it's a hair in the throat.
Yeah, it's
no, it's not. It's much harder than hair. So, but I can definitely feel it when I swallow, and it's a very disturbing feeling. It's very stressful, and I can definitely feel it choking me. And I can actually feel it here. If I put my hands here, I can really feel it where it is. And it's not that because I read it there were nanotapes, but they're not that nano size. Actually, I can feel it very well, and it's quite thick, and it's quite of a device, you know. So I hope this doctor will believe me, and then we can do this operation. And if I have to go via general anesthetics to do this, then so be it. You know? But I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna, make him believe me, and I want him to try this intervention. Yes, Will has a question.
Okay.
One thing that I've noticed. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Very
okay.
clear.
One thing I've noticed there is with this tightening in the throat. This is not technology, but a natural occurrence with a fungal overgrowth. Which fungus I don't know. But when the fungus invades the tissue in your throat, your esophagus, it causes the muscle tissue to tighten up and to get smaller. And the more stronger and prevalent the fungus gets a foothold, the tighter and tighter those the tissue around the esophagus becomes. So,
but what about these things that these pictures that?
I know that. I know that. I'm just saying this is the natural, not the technology. I mean, they're finding things in the people's body. I'm thinking, and I haven't been able to get any concrete data on this other than just observation is every time we're finding the technology, meaning the chips, the fibers, the crystal hexagon-shaped things, there's always a fungus naturally there, because in the environment, the fungus is there to decompose foreign, dead, or damaged tissue. So, like they say, there's an Italian fellow that is saying fungus is cancer. Well, I don't agree, but because the fungus is there trying to decompose the cancer, or the fungus is there trying to break down the foreign particle, and that fungus, when it becomes prevalent and so widespread systemically, really breaks down our nervous system and our electrical system, and then the fungus becomes a problem. And with air, like Marie is saying, always, in my experience of observation, is there's a fungal issue, and then the underlying is a hormonal issue, which then goes down to, in my opinion, the digestion, because it leads to a mineral and an amino acid deficiency or an imbalance. So there's so many things that are happening simultaneously. To lay a finger on just one is, to me, not a good way. And there's multiple things that lead to this problem, whether it be the hair, the the tightening of muscles, and then we have the thing with the all these technologies that are out there now on top of all the natural occurring things. That's just my 2 cents there.
Yeah, I just put a link in the chat because that's what I was talking about. And to me, it seems like a technology, but you can have a look.
Have you had a swab of the inside of your throat and had that cultured to see if there's any microorganism thing going on first? Or after our conversation, Melanie, the other day, I've really been thinking about that, and I'm just wondering, because I know they have modified and weaponized some funguses, as well as viral and bacteria, and I'm just wondering if you wouldn't want to get a identification if there's a microorganism in there to see. I see Keter saying mycotoxins. That's exactly correct, because that's I've had a problem with that, and I actually got a machine now where I can put my hand on the cradle, and it reads about 30,000 different frequencies, and it picks up all the different frequencies of the mycotoxins, or the toxins given off by the funguses. And I myself have that in my inner ear. And the other day, since the holidays here, I had lots of sugar and ate lots of crap. The toxins, the blood sugar was high, and then I noticed that the whatever was going on in my inner ear, because I've discovered that I had a certain mold, which is just in the environment, but I have a high amount of it inside of my sinuses. And when I ate a lot of sugar, and I had bread, and I had, this wonderful dessert, which was called Death by Chocolate. I noticed that the ringing in the ears and the sensations inside the head have increased. And then for 2 weeks or a week and a half now, I've been on a severe cleansing of the blood and so forth, and my equilibrium has come back, and the ringing is almost gone. And so I'm doing another test in a couple of weeks to see how the mycotoxin levels in my body are. But it's directly, there's so many contributing factors to this. You've got food, you've got air, you've got water, you've got these technologies, environmental issues. So I'm just, thank you for listening to my explanation. I hope I'm making sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we do.
That's great.
Well, I had what I did, not like what to say a swab test, but what I did is he tried first to take we did a biopsy to take a piece out of my throat with a local anesthetic, and what came back is just that this was apparently normal and that I didn't have cancer. But for me, this was not really what we're looking for, cancer, and I can definitely feel there's something in my throat strangling me, and it's really, competitive with this explanations and these photos that were these things that came out of people's face, and I'm 100% sure something like this. So.
But that is the problem, I think, in the whole world, that we go to the doctor because I have done, like I said before, I take out the 3 cysts in same place in my breast, and I said, oh, maybe it's not a coincidence, maybe it's have something with the other disease in my body. But the only thing they look after was cancer or tumor.
Yeah.
And I tried the 3rd time. Please, you. Then I have lost my hair, I think, and everything. I was very sick in that moment, and I said, please help, because I think I can figure out that everything what's happened with me, because that has been in so many disease and places in my body, and like you said, they took a biopsy from in my head, and then they said, oh no, you have no fungus, and so the big problem is, yes, I know I'm sick, but when I go to the doctor, and that it's a very important question, that we sit here and talk about we know there is something. We know there is in all this technology thing, and with everything with Chemtrail and all of that. But nobody. The problem is nobody push us to next step. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, I'm already very surprised that I found somebody who's ready to try an intervention. I mean, most of the time, you're either told it's all in your head, or this is bioterror and it doesn't exist, or this is science fiction, or whatever. And unfortunately, it does, you know. So I'm already surprised that I found actually a doctor that said he was ready to try an intervention. Okay, I wanted to go on maybe a little bit regarding our recent experiences, Hans, with all our IT problems.
Yeah.
That personally I don't think is a coincidence. So as Hans did already informed you, our last live stream, all our voices were deleted.
Yep.
And we have now, fortunately, by the help of a friend of mine, who is a good IT guy, he has helped us, all of us, to protect our computer, and he generated lists of organizations that are regularly hacking into our system and reading our mail and all our documents, so which is obviously not quite legal. And I was very surprised. I had a lot of universities regularly spying on me, so to say, and also a lot of companies that are working in the electronics field. Also a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
And our friend Peter, who's unfortunately not on the call today, he had in organizations like the CIA and Pentagon, and I think the same organizations, the CIA and Pentagon, were discovered in Marie's system as well. So big brother is obviously watching.
Yeah.
We are we're on very close watch, and so we have now all how do you say, increased security of our systems thanks to Stroom's help. And yeah, maybe Hans, you want to add on something onto this, because
yes, I mean the last time I told you I was having the same live stream like today, and when I reviewed it the next day, I noticed that there's some echo effect here. Okay, and I noticed an echo effect from myself in the live stream because they didn't take out my voice. Melanie, could you turn off your microphone? Because I think it's you. Okay, the same what is happening now with the voice. When someone doesn't use headphones, you can listen an echo effect, feedback or something like this. So I know now why that happened, because on my voice, because I use headphones, so I don't have any echo effects. And on my live stream, you could listen clearly only my voice with an echo effect. That means that someone else was having loudspeakers on and was manipulating my volume control or whatever, taking out all the voices from you, for example. And yeah, they betrayed themselves because they were listening all what we were talking with loudspeakers, switching off the voices of my guests, and just letting me talking like an idiot. And maybe that is what they wanted, that the people lose the interest. They think, it's not perfect, it's you know, it's not professional, and whatever, that the people leave the live chat and think, it's what for, you know, because they know already from the new world order that we are there, because they hacked also my computer. I was checking with the program also who was entering to my computer, and we have the same names, like Mary has it, and I don't know who else. I think Marie and May has the same names on their list. And what I'm thinking, because they put universities, that maybe they from the CIA enter to other computers, because they don't want to expose themselves, you know. So maybe they entering to universities like a mask, and then they are checking out what we are doing, you know, because they know that we are getting bigger and bigger with the time, and they want to know what we are planning, what's happening, and sometimes they even shut down the volumes, etc. Now I'm surprised that we are still online, even with all the voices. I got some messages that say, no, it's perfectly clear today, and I will upload this also to YouTube to get more people listen to what we are saying, because on the live stream many people don't have time now to listen at us, and YouTube, you know, the people can pass the link forward, and with the time I hope also more people who are affected or knows about this will join this group and getting bigger, because the New World Order is perfectly they have a perfect construction. They have all the technology, the money, what they need to make all this, and we are just separated, you know. And it's the same like all the movements, like Zeitgeist movement, Venus Project, Sons of Liberty, which is from the United States. We are many who knows already about what is happening, but we are still separated, and that is because we don't have the power to fight the system. We have to come together to fight them, you know, because they are already so big, you know. And yeah, that's why I've created this group, because when I started my own project, which name is Lights Out, first I was focused only in environmental eco problems and stuff like this, like climate change and everything. But with the time I found out more, even with the chemtrails, for example. In the beginning I saw a lot of pictures and I was thinking, what's that? No, it's normal, it's planes, it's what is going out behind the planes, you know. But then I started to research, and this is what I want that the people start to do now, that they are also checking the links. I mean, they created internet and they use it for controlling us. When someone has a Facebook account, they are going inside us, they know what we're doing, they see the pictures, they know what we are consuming and everything. So I think it's time to use the same weapon for us, you know. And this is only possible if people are researching, also letting the TV alone a little bit, don't watch too much soap operas, because this is only distracting the whole world, and start to think, starting to wake up, like many say, you know, because it's really time. We are so hypnotized from the TV, from the consume by itself, because we are just thinking and buying the new stuff and getting into debts. We have normal people just think how to pay the credit card or the bills, you know, but they don't think further. We have to stop the old life, the consumer life, and to go out of the system, because as more as we are buying, for example, in Walmart, in Sony, Panasonic, and Marlboro, whatever, all these big markets, they are gaining so much money, and the people on the top of it, you could follow this stair, you know. You buy there, okay, where's going the money? Okay, they pay there and there and there, and then you're on the top. Whereas, for example, in Mexico, the richest man here in Mexico, the name is Carlos Slim, and he's also part of this because he's the richest man of the world, and he has something to do. And last week I had a personal interview with a reporter here in Mexico City, and he told me a lot of things which people doesn't know. For example, the last elections here in Mexico, there was a fraud. There was a fraud because they didn't win. Our president we have now, Felipe Calderón, is not even our president. But you know, the corruption and all the money, they're masons, they're rich people, how you will name it. But they're managing even the governments. They're just puppets, marionetas, you know.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, the thing is that so many organizations, how do you say, spied on our system, hacked into our system, at least proves that we must, and it's an increasing number, yep. At least proves that, I mean, we must disturb somebody with our discussions. So, bad news for the New World Order. We're not going to give up. We're going to continue.
Never. They started the war. We are just defending.
I want to say something, Hans, about because I mean, on the subject of we are growing. I mean, tonight is again a perfect proof that we're more and more, and next time we will be even more. So I think, Hans, you want to give us some information that we'll have to probably very soon change to a different video conference software, and we had looked into a few possibilities. I think you
TeamView, the TeamSpeak.
You wanted to explain a little bit about TeamSpeak 3,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, TeamSpeak is, I don't know if any one of you know what is TeamSpeak. TeamSpeak is used also for the Zeitgeist movement, and there are thousands online every day, 24 hours a week. Well, no, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, 24 hours all the year. So this is a very good choice. For example, if we are too full here in Skype, because sometimes Skype also causes some problems, the people are getting disconnected, sound problems, whatever, we could move to the TeamSpeak in the future when we are getting more people, the only problem is we don't have video, but anyway, when we are so many people later, then video is also taking away a lot of memory from the computers of everyone, and would make it slower. So it's no problem. We can be like, I don't know, hundreds, or I don't know how many people want to join, and yeah, this is the TeamSpeak. You can download it. It's for free, of course, and we can use meanwhile, for example, the channel from Zeitgeist, because it's very strong, very I mean, their servers, they are not weak. You know, we have a chance to get a good.
Can you put it in the chat, maybe, Hans, so that we can download it?
Yeah, just
the link, the TeamSpeak link.
Okay, let me open my browser, and I will put you directly the link to the TeamSpeak. 1 second, please.
Well, I just have a comment on the security. Something you have to be aware of that is that when TIs are online, there is no security.
No, never.
we are monitored 24/7, 360 days a year, and we are basically walking cameras and walking bugs.
Like I explained last time, huh? That there
Yes.
are cameras installed
So
online.
you cannot be around a TI and expect privacy.
No, privacy doesn't exist anymore. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. It's just very important. So if you have something you want to keep within your group, yeah, basically leave us out of it.
Yes, I mean the thing.
The group's gonna fall down and
Look, the problem is that many people they still have fear, and this is the advantage of the New World Order, because they don't have fear, and we have also to forget the fear. Anyway, they know where we are, so we don't lose anything. If we stop, it's just making them stronger and getting more control, because anyway they control us. And I mean, it's like a war. When you fight against another country, they see you, you see them, so we have to be on the same level, you know. So I don't have any fear anymore, because we are so many, and they cannot even kill us, you know. They kill if they want to kill people, they would kill thousands now, because there are thousands or more. I don't know how many people all over the world knows about this, and they cannot kill everybody. So I'm also still alive. So anyway, the sense of my life to do something positive here, and for you, for example, and just talking to you all, that is worth my life, you know, because I lived already, and if I'm dying tomorrow, I can die happy, and I say, okay, I did something, I was helping, you know. And we need to help each other. We need to come together. We have to use our hearts and not thinking in fear, because they want that. I mean, when you watch the TV news, everything, there's so much violence. They with fear you can control, because when you are afraid of something, you stop, you know, and they continue. The New World Order continue with their plans. I don't know whatever they want, what else they are planning, but it's not good. It's getting worse every day. And when I see Marie, for example, it breaks through my heart to see such wonderful people suffering from all these experiments, and we have to stop that. I mean, this is not human. This is a war against humanity, and this is horrible, and we have to do whatever we can do to save all the people, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
One thing regarding the fear and the worry, and biologically, when you're in that emotional state, your vibrations are in a way that feed into that whole system, that industrial system, and when you are able to, and this is not the easy at all for the most part, when you alter your way of being, you don't when you raise your vibration, if you will, into the more towards the love vibrations, a lot of these technologies don't work. A lot of your biologicalness is altered, and your perceptions change, and so that's I encourage people. We create our own realities that we live in. So if you want to live in worry and fear, then you live there. Or you don't have to. But there again, it's not as easy as it sounds, but it can be done.
Yes, I'm a proof of that, because I have been I can count back how many emotional feeling I have felt in this year, but for the last 2 years, when I stopped to be scared, stopped to be looking behind me, and stopping be scared when I saw something strange in my body, because there is a lot of strange thing. It's like you said, Will, it's hard, but it's very important to everybody who is sick to work psychological, because I was in the beginning against everything when they're talking to me psychological things, because I heard it all the time, and it's not wrong with my psychological, it's wrong with my body. But now, after all this year, and I have learned to live with everything who has happened, because there is a lot of things, not just my body, or like we're talking here, that you feel all the time, like Lars said, even if we have the secrets protected, whatever, when somebody have something over, or listen or look at you every day, 24 hours a day, then you must have a strong psychological mind to
not to crack.
Yeah, because if you're strong and learn to live how you must take care of yourself. I have learned to live, to sleep, even if I sleep in the morning to the day, or whatever I do, I think, okay, I must do this now. I will not think so much, because before I was thinking and is somebody looking at me? Did I said something wrong? Or who looks at me now? Who believes me now? And that's make so many things in your head that only that should do crazy thing to every human being.
I have I want to say something because we have Sylvain still here. Like Sylvain is doing something very beautiful now with the Green Light project. I by myself I try to do the same thing with. That's why my name is Project Lights Out, because I wanted also to make the world listen to us, or listen to me in the beginning, because every year make an event like turning off the lights for some minutes. For example, 999, 10 10 10, 11 11 11, like the last year. And I was also online 24 hours talking to the world to open their eyes and everything. You know, because the people say, why? What is the sense? Why we are? We have to turn or switch off the light for some minutes. What for? And then I can answer. And this is it. We could use the movement. What is making Sylvain now with the Green Light project to get attention. First of all, it's about peace. In some seconds, Sylvain can tell us about this one, the project Green Lights. And this is great because people will know us, and then we can go more public. We can use maybe interviews or something to tell the people really what is happening, because it's time that the people knows that the Big Brother is really no more science fiction movie like the Orwell novel in 1984. This is really happening now. And okay, Sylvain, tell us a little bit about what is the Green Light project.
Okay. Is everybody there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody can hear me, right?
Perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear you fine.
Okay. Okay, good. before I begin, let me talk a bit about what you've just said. First of all, I'm grateful to have an opportunity to speak with you. It feels like it's a mini United Nations. And so I'm grateful to have that opportunity. I'm grateful that most likely security members of the New World Order are probably listening to our conversation right now.
For sure.
Because they're paid to do it. That's the reason.
We have chips implanted, so yeah, they will definitely.
Melanie, can you please mute your microphone? I can't concentrate.
Okay.
Just for a second, okay? I don't have much to say. Okay. Now, regarding the New World Order, I do have a message for them. If they're paying attention, most likely they are right now, is that you have time to switch over to the side of truth. And if you don't, I pray God for your souls. Now, regarding truth, I will tell you that I am in communication with, since I have so many groups online in Facebook and other social media. I have in Facebook 25 groups. I have 4 of them that are focused on chemtrails, and roughly 4,000 people in these groups on chemtrails alone. So I'm very familiar with all of the issues. Now, you can still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, regarding the subject of health, let's talk about the truth about health. I talk to doctors, medical doctors, and they tell me that, Sylvain, listen, don't reveal our name, but I will tell you the paper I had to sign. Some of my doctor friends were against vaccinations of all kinds. And one of them in particular is a world expert on vaccination. And he says they are extremely dangerous for a number of reasons. No need to go into the details now. However, the government asked them to sign a document, and the government meaning the association that takes care of the doctors. In Canada, it's called the College of Physicians and Surgeons. And they're the ones who certify the doctors, and they're the ones who maintain the certification of the doctors. And every year they update. Pardon me?
On n'a pas entendu. Sorry.
Okay.
Now, could you turn off your microphones, the people who are not talking now, because Sylvain has a very good message here to tell the world.
Yeah, if you want to say something, just put it in the chat for now, because I believe something very important to say.
Yeah.
Now, these doctors were asked to sign a document saying that they will no longer talk about the evils of vaccinations anymore, and if they do, they will be removed from the medical practice. Their certificate will be disqualified. They had to sign these documents. So that is the reason why many doctors do not talk about vaccination or against it. However, if you do bother to look at statistics, 75% of Canadian doctors do not vaccinate themselves, nor do they vaccinate the members of their own family, because they know the facts. And so that's the truth about vaccinations. Now, regarding police, I talk to police privately. I've met with police in 2 different departments, 2 cities. And because they ask me questions about my online activity, and I'm happy to meet with them because I have nothing to hide, because I believe that if you're on the side of truth, ultimately you will succeed. So, maybe not me, but the next person in line. Now, these policemen, they say, Sylvain, look, don't reveal my name, but I will show you my police badge, so you will know I'm a real policeman. And they tell me that they're in full agreement with me regarding chemtrails, but they're not allowed to discuss it in the police force, okay? Or else they can lose their jobs. Okay, so the New World Order controls by fear of security, losing security. That is one way. But that will go only so far. Now, regarding my project Green Light, I'm happy to announce that Brandon, Manitoba is the first city to have 4 green lights in the same street. and that's thanks to a girl called Sandy Lee, which Hans knows.
Yes.
And I will be, and I would like to announce that we're going to be approaching the mayor of that city and also the local newspapers to see if they want to be the first city in the world to take a stand for peace and against the war in Iran. I don't know if they will be the first, but there's a strong possibility that they will. However, okay, the plan is simple. All you have to do is to turn on a green light in front of your house, your apartment, your bedroom window, or if you travel, bring your green light with you, especially if you travel to the capital city of your country. Make your green light known and evident. Now, a lot of people wonder what's this about. If you put a green light long enough, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, people, your neighbors, those who know you, will come by and ask you, what's this all about? And then this is an opportunity for you to do one of the following. You can talk to them about peace and let them know that there's a likelihood of a very big war happening in the Middle East because most citizens do not know that this is going to happen. They don't know. I talk to people on the street. I ask them, do you know about what's happening in Iran? No, we don't know. Well, do you know that this is a war that may involve United States and UK teaming up with Canada against Iran, China, Russia, and some other countries? Well, they said, well, this sounds like a world war. I said, yes, exactly. Now, when you explain it to them that way, then they are interested. Now, if any of you in your city have more than 4 or 5 people putting green lights, call me. I will help you. I will help you to design a letter that you yourself can send to your mayor, to the editors of the newspapers, to the media in your town, and to do newswire services, press releases, news releases, to make your town stand up for peace. Because all of us have so much to lose if this war goes on. The elite don't, because it'll be super profitable for them. Now, however, if the elite, some of the elite, decide to switch over to our side, they are welcome. But they better do so now, because time is running out. And as you know, or as some people know, in the Strait of Hormuz near Iran, the American battleships, there are several there. There's also an American submarine, a nuclear submarine, carrying nuclear missiles. Also, they're also being joined by UK warships. And so you'll have US and UK warships. And the Russians are really, really mad, and they're saying this is an unfair advantage. Okay? Now, all of this, and I don't understand why the US and the UK are not afraid of Pakistan, because Pakistan, I love them. There's no nation that I hate. But Pakistan has about 300 nuclear missiles that have a range of 3,000 miles. Okay? And 3,000 miles is not enough to go to Canada or United States, but 3,000 miles from Pakistan could bring you close to Europe. So it would be a concern for Europe. It certainly would be a concern for Israel and all the installations of the missiles, U.S. missile bases across the Middle East area. So I am very, very concerned about that. And daily I hear news like today, our Prime Minister of Canada is saying the greatest threat this world faces, the greatest threat to world peace is Iran. Now, this guy must think we're all idiots. He's using propaganda. He's using his power of a leader. But this will go against him because, and I hope the New World Order is listening, because our green light movement is not limited to the internet. Because I've communicated with people by phone. They're already doing it. They're spreading it from house to house, street to street in their own communities. So shutting down the internet won't stop this movement. And I pray to God that, thousands of green lights will be lit. And I hope you will too. Now, you may wonder why this should affect you, because you're talking about mind control. You're talking about health issues. Well, I'm saying one thing. If this war happens, and many wars have happened, we will have a lot more health issues, environmental pollution issues, and
radioactivity, of course, no?
martial law issues. We will lose all our freedoms, basically. So forget fighting against chemtrails, forget fighting against this and against that, because we will be under martial law. And if anybody doubts for a second that the martial law is possible, look at what the United States has done with the NDAA. They can arrest anybody in the United States, in Canada, in Mexico, and any other country in the world. I read parts of the document. They can arrest anybody in the world and bring these people to the United States for indefinite detention. The Americans are so powerful that they are, not only they are the policemen of the world, but they have the jails of the world, because the FEMA camps right now, there's about 600 of them I hear, they're all being, staffed, because there are advertisements for jobs to become, I used to be a prison guard for the federal government of Canada, for maximum and super maximum prisons. And it's not something I do anymore. I'm not part of that, okay? But now these camps can contain upwards of 2 million people. And they're empty right now, but they're operational, and they're fully fenced around with barbed wire, okay? So it's not just a work camp. It is a detention camp. Now, Americans are starting to worry that martial law is now in place in the United States. The prisons are being staffed, okay? And now even Canadians, and I repeat, Canadians are being arrested by United States police officers in Canada. The police officers are coming in Canada, okay, to arrest a Canadian and to put them in an American jail, and this is done with the permission of our dear Prime Minister. And if you think it's a story I'm saying, you can refer to the case of Mark Emery. I do not believe in, I know maybe you guys are more flexible, but I do not believe in, in pot smoking, okay? I don't judge anybody who is, but this man was doing something legal in Canada. Mark Emery was selling pot seeds, and that's legal in Canada, but it's not legal in the United States. He was selling them to the Americans, and so the Americans went to Canada, arrested him, and now he's in an American jail. So they are the police. They are truly the police of the world, and there's no knowing when he'll ever come back. So as much as I'm not for what he's doing, it's not illegal what he did. So I think there's much that we can gain by focusing on solidarity, common action, for just a simple gesture. Turn your light on green light. It's all will affect. People be thinking about.
Hello? I think we lost him. Lars, you wanted to say something until Sylvain is back? Yeah.
Well, basically I wanted to comment on a few things in the speech. One is the Pakistan, Israel, Iran, who's who and who's a threat to who. And basically it's... I don't agree that Pakistan is a threat to anyone. Pakistan developed its nuclear weapons to match India, and I think that's what they are for. And I don't doubt they will use them if they are attacked, but that's any country's, choice. If they are attacked, they should retaliate. And secondly, it's like a lot of people seem to, bringing up political issues is a problem. Because I don't necessarily agree with that. Something between the lines, it was said that it might be a problem for Israel. But as a Danish citizen, I couldn't care less. Israel's interests are not Danish interests. Israel's interests are not the interests of the United States, or for that matter, any other country in the world. Israel does not have military. It's not part of NATO or anything. So this is just a personal opinion, and what is important is to think, is that we keep those personal opinions out of our projects, because they might be controversial, and it will not it will not be good to have them implemented in the projects or in the groups as such. And secondly, he's talking about the U.S. detention of foreign citizens. Well, the U.S. are not the police people of the world. They are only wannabes. They are wannabe police people of the world, and someone in the international community will have to tell them that. And basically, maybe we cannot do much about the U.S., but the national governments of our countries, like Canada, Denmark, Belgium, wherever you are, they are committing treason to their own countries by letting the U.S. detentioning their citizens. So this is the way it has to be fought, basically by bringing the people in charge of your country on court for treason, and collaborating with foreign powers against the national, what do you call it? You have something in Denmark, we have a constitution, and basically all countries have constitutions and constitutional rights, and so on. So whenever the politicians break those, they are committing treason, basically.
Okay, I see.
And that's yeah, that was basically it. I just wanted to comment on it, but especially that we should be very careful about the political alliances and things like that. Like I mentioned, my personal opinion about the Israel problem might be controversial to many, so I'll keep it out of the discussions on mind control or groups like this.
Yes, that's true. But we can't, how to say, avoid it. Unavoidably, we will touch on political issues with our discussions. But I can see your point about Israel. But the rest of what we discuss is anyway highly political.
Yes, we are in the system now. There's everybody involved right now, even the politicians, even the new world order, for sure, who is watching all this what we are talking here, and yeah, we are already inside all this, So I mean, we have to stay together. We have to continue with this and don't fear them, because anyway, they are attacking us, and what we are doing is we don't attack them. I mean, they are going inside to our computers, which is a crime normally, because they are hacking us, and they should go to jail for this, because we don't do this. We don't hack anyone. We just talk about what it is, what is happening.
Yeah, it's a violation of privacy. Yeah?
Exactly.
Just like the TI problem is a severe violation of privacy.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is, maybe let's see, the time is going by, is actually to say something positive, because we now have a voice. We have these meetings regularly. They work very well. Every time we have more people. But I think it's now time that we also have a face, So, as Hans said, we should not hide. We should not be afraid. We should show ourselves and be proud of our opinions and what we do. So this is why I suggested last time that we should start a website.
Exactly.
And so what I wanted to suggest to you is maybe that, okay, let's say the 7th, like in 2 weeks' time, at the meeting in two weeks' time, I would come up with already like a first draft of how I would see that the website should be structured, what sections should there be on there. But before I do that, I wanted to brainstorm a little bit with you guys to hear your ideas. What do you think should be on this website? What do you think is important? What are your ideas on this? So.
Yeah, we can.
Please shoot.
We have to do this, because not all the people have Facebook, or they don't like Facebook, for example, and
or they get shut down. The accounts get shut down.
Exactly. And we have a paid dominion. In fact, I bought already projectlights.org, but it's not made yet. So I can offer you my dominion that we can put everything there in the first place, you know, because this is important that we're not using only Facebook. I mean, even your Facebook account was hacked. You don't have any Facebook, right?
No, I still don't have it.
Exactly.
And also, I mean, there is really a problem. I don't know if I'm going to reopen it or if I can open it. But anyway, we need a website. So
it's professional.
I would like to comment on that.
Yeah.
Because we have many websites in the GI community, and there are several places that are big problems with them. In Germany, they have big problems with the hostings. They keep being attacked and taken down. So Germany is a bad place to host it. So far, we had no problems.
I can offer hosting.
Yes, but very, very strangely, the ones that are online and not so attacked are strangely enough those in the US.
Yes, and I can offer hosting.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So, but it's quite strange, especially from the recent laws and so on, that the US are proposing that those are the ones that are not so heavily tampered with at the moment.
Yeah, we should make this website as soon as we can, because time is running out, and many people are getting more fear, and it's really necessary that the people know what we are doing and join us and getting stronger. Instead.
Do you think, Keter, you could help us a little bit with the design?
Yes, I can. I can get you started anyway. I only do HTML. I don't really do any advanced features. I'm so far behind the times that it's ridiculous. But I can get the basic structure of the page put together and most of the graphics done and stuff like that. What I will need help with is deploying features like forums, mailing lists, that sort of things.
But I mean, those will be like added on later.
Yes, they can be added on.
And maybe we could get Stu maybe to have a look at this as well. Our friend that helped us increase our security.
Anyway,
as Lars said with TI, there is not much security.
Anyway, what I want to tell about this is we have to form our own system, let's say like this, to go out from the obsolete system which is controlling us. So that would be great that everybody of us could help, because many of us, we don't have even the money to ask for professional help, who knows about building websites or something like this. So everybody can put his sandcorn of this, to make something really great, really big, what is helping everybody and leaving the system little by little, because the system will collapse anyway. I don't know when, but the crisis, Greece and Europe, they're having problems, and I think sooner or later then there will be a total crash. And if we are not prepared and we are so distracted, they can control us even better, because without being together, we are like alone, and we cannot fight alone. So as many as we are, as bigger are the chances to get stronger maybe than them, because there are just a few people, and all the humanity, all the children, old people, young people, whatever, they are still alone. But we have to come together, talk maybe with the neighbor, with the friends. Oh, hey, look at this and check out these links, and they will get interested. I mean, it started with me like this. For example, when I was checking one link, then I was checking another, and now I'm so fascinated from this that I really I sold my TV. I just have a little black and white TV where I'm just watching the news, just to see what they want that we are watching. And then about this I can research to have a topic. For example, they are writing about a war, and they say, okay, now using the Facebook as our weapon, because it's worldwide, and I have also around 5,000 friends, and they're living in all the countries. And then I ask them, because I believe more the people who are close to the problem than the TV news, which are controlled and censored and whatever. So we have to be together on this as much as we can, little by little, but we have to really to make it together to beat them, you know. Okay. So who wants to talk? We're getting less people here. Okay, no problem. Anyway, we are already talking a lot, and we have to continue this next week. I will edit this event from today, sub it to YouTube, that more people can re-watch it later. And yeah, I don't know. Everyone has time of you next week.
Same I
time,
have all the time in the world.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, me too.
Well, I just want to basically say that I'm very busy with especially with the TI community and putting those things forward. So I'm not sure I'll become a very active member of this group, but I would love to stay in contact and exchange informations and developments and what's going on, and hopefully both ways. Exactly.
Yes. I mean, it's not that everyone here on this planet has to be so active, you know. It's a positive when the people know at least about it, and they are prepared for everything what could be happen, a war, a crisis, breaking the system, I mean going down the whole system, whatever, but that they know what is happening and what are the ways to go out of this. I mean, like you, Lars, you don't need to be every time online and talking in Skype and whatever, because you know already what is happening. So there's no problem.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I'd love to be part again next week or the week after, and definitely to keep in contact and exchange and share information, knowledge and developments on your topics, on my topics, and so on. And so I believe in the end they are parts of the same. Like you basically said, the NVO program and so on. Yeah. So a lot of the topics are connected. Smaller parts of the same big thing.
Everything is connected with everything.
What I wanted to say, Lars, is that tomorrow I'm going to speak with Magnus, and for next week again we will send you the agenda. Again, I mean, I sent it to Magnus on his email. I don't have your email. I will send you the how do you say, the program for next discussion.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's basically all for today. I don't know if someone has something important to say.
No, just thank you very much. I'm really pleased that there's so many, that I want more. And we will meet at the latest next Saturday at 8 o'clock, Central European time, but probably earlier.
Okay, yeah.
With a few of you at least.
Exactly, yeah. In fact, I didn't sleep last night because I was checking all the programs and everything that we have sound. And thanks also to our friend who is helping us, Strom, you know. Exactly, because thanks of him, I didn't get hacked today because I blocked every attempt of the CIA right now. So we had a very lucky, very great day today, and it's an advantage now. And we have to keep going on what we have started. And waiting for the snowball effect, like you told us sometimes, you remember, Melanie?
Yeah, but it has already started, the snowball effect, because I think we were 9 people here tonight, so so that's really good. You know?
Exactly. And we have to continue with this weekly. Don't let happen too much time, you know, because the motor is on and the wheels are rolling, and we don't have to put any brakes. We have to continue. So also the audience who is listening is at us. I see just 7 viewers here online, but thank you so much for having time to watch this. And when this is on YouTube, there will be more listeners anyway. And yeah, we will see us next week, same time, same place. And
absolutely.
Thank you so much. And I'm doing what I can do. I mean, I'm also poor. I mean, this is what they want. The new world order. They don't want that we are rich and having a lot of influences and everything. They want us to be poor, that we cannot do too much things. But all together, we are stronger. We can help each other. We can make our own way, our own independent way, which is going out of the system, which is destroying us. So let's keep on the live streams and the chats and the talks and giving information. It's very important that all the people little by little know what is really happening, and then move on, you know. So thank you very much.
Okay, thanks very much everybody, and I wish you a good night, and we meet at the latest all together again next Saturday at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for all your contributions. You're all great.
Okay, you're so great. Thank you. I love you all.
Okay.
You're great.
Yeah.
Great
Bye.
people.
Good
Great
night.
people. Okay.